Initiating system 1.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Seeker with another video today. First of all, I want to say thank you and appreciate you guys for the 118 subscribers so far. I just want to say that if you enjoy my opinionated content and other things that I post on the channel, subscribe, like, dislike, and comment and share. And I greatly appreciate it. It would help me get to 1K followers eventually, hopefully. Yeah. Anyways, today I'm coming at you with some stupidity that I found about Stellar Blade. So Stellar Blade just recently came out, and we already have a 1-day patch for the game, and the game's already getting censored. So as we look here on this Twitter, I was actually looking for the official stuff, but I found this instead, which helps a lot even more, I guess. So apparently someone found the art shop, right? And there was a graffiti art next to it that said hard. So a lot of people are taking that as the hard R, even though there's no specifics behind it. But apparently they're equating that to racism. Apparently, you know how these woke mind virus people are. So here's a guy by the name of Verbal Riot on Twitter saying, "Weird. A black man myself, and when I see hard R, the first thing that comes to mind is a hard R rating, sex, violence, and a visual media. Nice to know I have white liberals catching racism where I missed it. What would a simple do without y'all?" And here, I don't know the context behind it. He could just be trolling them, right? But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the whole hard R shop. Well, we know that the R shop is something else, right? That's its regular base meaning. And then there's a graffiti next to it called hard. So people are equating that to hard R, meaning something racist. Which hard by itself is not racist. The R shop already has what it means in the game. And then you put them together, and hard R would still not equate itself into something racist. Yes, you can use the hard R to mean something racist, but it's not exactly so. So the wokies, the group with the mind virus, think that somehow because hard and R are together, somehow that equates to racism. And the people at Upshift, right, made a reply saying that essentially, or rather Sony, one of the two, made a post about how, it was intentional and that they're going to change it. So they changed it to the word crime. So now the wall says crime R. Sorry, it's just so stupid. The stupidity just gets worse and worse every single day. And personally, if I were the developers, I would have never changed it, because as a person of color myself with African descent, I don't really feel offended by this, and I know that's not exactly what they meant by hard R. Like, these people really don't use their brains. They really don't. And they're always looking for something in a video game to be offended about. And if you look hard enough, to be honest, you will always find something to be offended over. And that's usually because you don't have a life, you have too much time on your day, maybe. But it usually comes from these wokey leftist types that love to be offended about everything. And they enjoy oppressing everybody else in the group because they use it under the guise of equality, justice, and etc. Even though we know that these people don't know what those words mean. It's like I said in my last video, for people who love to call people racist, phobic, misogynistic, and basically the World War II name of the bad guys during the 1940s, they don't realize that they're the ones that are the very things they're trying to call you. It's just, again, projection, right? And it's really sad that the game comes out and the first thing that happens is, instead of fighting and saying, the developer saying, well, it's not my fault you're offended by something that's not meant to be ill intent, grow the fuck up. Instead, what they do is they cater. Worst mistake ever, because that's how it starts. It's one thing, then they find something else that they're offended about. And we already know, or at least rumor has it, that they already slightly nerfed some costumes, or at least one of the costumes that Eve was wearing. They made it hide more of her hips for some reason. And I think also cleavage, if I remember correctly. And it's just very sad that this is the path that we're going and heading to. And the first thing that you don't want to do, doesn't matter what people say, is cater and cave into stupidity, especially when there's no logic behind it, honestly. Anyways, let's read the comment section, right? Let's read the first comment. If I can get this to work. Yeah, sorry, apologize. It's because what happened was, essentially, I kind of cracked my screen on one of the corners, so one of the outlines is missing, so I can't really click the scroller. And yeah, I gotta buy a new one. But we're gonna have to do with what we got. All right, anyways. Either you sip the Kool-Aid or your opinion isn't valid. Racism suddenly bad to a games industry furiously attempting to define woman and racist. Okay for them, not for people bowing to political correctness. And he left a picture which I actually want to look at. Let's see. Racism is systemic oppression by definition. Nah, not really. But it can be, but the definition was changed a lot. Let's see. We have, and the funny part is that we have the people who fix when people say things that are not true. And they say, readers added context they thought people might want to know. It's circled right here. White people can experience racism like any other races or ethnicities. Yes. Wow. Imagine that. Here's Kelly. Raise your hand if you're not a white man and you're busy and you buy video games. No hate to white dudes. It's just another day in gaming industry that more minorities have to fight to prove they exist. Who the fuck? I've never had to fight to prove that I exist. I don't give a fuck whether people think I exist or don't. People's opinion of me does not matter. The only people I care about is loved ones. I don't understand this whole like kink of wanting to care what other people think. I don't give a fuck what other people think. I really don't. And it's sad that there's people out there that are so bothered by other people's opinions, thoughts, ideas, and etc. that they do stupid shit like this. Let's go. Arena Pereira. I don't really care how I pronounce it. I got no respect for these assholes. Just wait until they notice that none of our starting characters in our alpha build are white males. Oh, the irony. An entitled, privileged white woman saying this about her own race. Self-racism, I guess is what it is. All right, let's look somewhere else. She, her, bi, pan, femme. History, changemaker, DEI consult, CM. Honestly, I hate gamers. And these are the people working. If you hate gamers so much, why are you in the gaming industry? Really? But here's the honesty behind that. They hate you, and people still support these assholes. Let's see. Katie Liberate. We also need to be very honest about the elephant in the room. The majority of the perpetrators are white or white adjacent Kishette men. The sheer levels of scum sucking filth that permeates the gaming community is abhorrent. I'm disgusted to even share an interest with so many terrible people. That's how we feel about you, because you're the little sucking filth that permeates the gaming community. To be honest, look, people are allowed to be free. I don't understand what is your issue with people having freedoms, and that's a key thing right there. These people hate the fact that you are free, and they want to push their socialist communist bullshit against your life. Imagine that. Pay me to shoot down your white male lead game ideas. Yeah, that's not sexist at all, but you know, apparently men are the problem, and that's not racist either. Apparently, you know, white people are the problem. Had a nightmare that I was a white male gamer. I hope you suffered through that atrocity, madam or sir. I usually get grossed out when straight white rich people kiss, but even I think those two are pretty cute. Contradicting yourself. Great. Racist. I just had a thought about trying this again with a photo of a young white person about to be ripped open, but I'm betting folks would immediately flag it as traumatic, and I'm guessing the image will be taken down before responses accumulate. Yeah, that's very disturbing. It's sad, wrong, racist, and you need mental help. Why are people allowed to say stuff like this? But if someone says only two genders exist, they get canceled. Wow. Our society is pretty fucking doomed. I'm not reading all this, but you guys can pause it and read it if you like. Let's see. Sweet baby. They, she. There we go with the magical pronouns again. A food blogger. An associate narrative design. Oh yeah, they sure love their narratives, don't they? If you think you can be racist to white people, you literally are. I'm guessing she is trying to say that apparently if you think that racism exists against white people, that you're a racist. I don't understand, but hi, Alyssa. Oh look, the person who blocked me because I called her out on her shit. Wild. Hi, you can't be racist against white people. Thanks for tuning in. Oh. Let's see. Readers added context. Racism isn't limited to marginalized or minority racist ethnic groups. It's simply the unfair treatment of people who belong to different, I'm guessing, different races or ethnic groups. Wow. So we got a smart person here, but the other person that made the post is you're making me sad here, okay? This is sad, pathetic. But I love the reader who added the context. Yes, that is true. Me as a minority person, a person of color, who is Spaniard, Native, African, and some other things mixed in. I agree. Racism is not just against minorities. It's against any ethnic group. Any ethnic group. White, Spanish, black, etc. Wow. Let's go back. Let's look at more of the comments here. I don't think I've ever in my life heard hard R, meaning R rating. Oh, there's some context here. Okay, let's see. We say it in the film industry all the time. Look it up. You have the resources, mate. Let's see. I know people in the film industry, and again, I've never heard it, even when talking directly about movie ratings. Sure, you do sport. Sure, you do. Just like you never heard the hard R in referring to race, right? It can be, but in this context, it's not. You're just in your feelings because you want to find something to be find something to be offended by and triggered, so you can seem like you're today's national victim. Let's be real, you're not. Let me see if I can. This is such a pain in the ass. I kind of miss knowing with my scrolling abilities that. There we go. He didn't say never. It's just. He didn't say never. It's just not the first thing that comes to mind when he sees it. I also thought the hard R was reference to the rating until people whined about racism. Yeah, I would have thought it was something else. You are all straight up lying. LOL. LOL, sure, bud. Yeah, I mean, look, even if I assumed that it was that, I would probably just laugh because I know that it's me making it up. Because clearly it's a graffiti with an R shot next to it. And I'm pretty sure it could have just been reference to, you know, the rating of the game as well. It's a hard R-rated game. That's basically what I would see it as. And then it had to be changed to crime instead because people kept crying. Imagine. Let's see. Oops. I don't want to read that. I also forgot that we were talking about a game, so technically while the game is about aliens, monsters, and robots, still not sure what role race would play in the game. Yeah. Straight black men are more white than white liberals these days. No. Hold on. Did I read that correctly? Yeah, I did. Making sure, like I said, I have a cracked screen now. And all I was trying to do was close my stupid thing. The stupid cover of the computer. And I broke my screen. Great. Love how you're trying to tell him what he is and how he should feel. And I gotta go back and forth here. And act. Okay. Didn't even deny it. LOL, the left are the real racists. It's not left or racist to tell black man what to do. I mean, the way you're coming off is very racist, my guy or girl. So you kind of exposed yourself here, you know? Dude, it's a Korean game. They don't even know what the hard means outside of film ratings. Yeah, I believe I did heard something. I heard something about that. That because they're Korean, they don't really know anything that has to do with racism here in the West. So, yeah. I mean, I don't blame them that they don't know. So clearly, this had nothing to do with racism. You know? Nothing like the white savior complex, huh? Yeah, trust me, I've dealt with that even in real life. That shit, I just laugh. I was like, look, I didn't ask for your white savior syndrome. I can defend myself, thank you. And it's the same thing when you say things and then white liberals come out of nowhere and tell you how you as a minority person have to think, how to act, what to say. And it's like, you're coming off pretty slave master minded, huh? For people who hate racism, you're pretty fucking racist. Even better, they are actively teaching others how to be racist. The creator of Stellar Blade didn't intend it. 99% of the people that played the game would never have thought it. It took the anti-racist, quote unquote, like ING to coin this new racist term as a way to teach it to the world. yeah. Yes, because when there is no racism, let's go look for some, right? Don't care about that. Meanwhile, yeah, I think I made this video long enough. I'll read this last one, right? It says, I am black, and the slur was the last thing on my mind when I saw this. I thought it was a sexual innuendo for harder. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. But, you know, I've been doing this video long enough, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Later.